I'm Nathan Schram, and I play the viola. I think it's important to try a lot of things. It's important to not get stuck in one thing that you know is a safe path. There's a really great Schoenberg quote that I'll mess up, but has meant a lot to me, which is, I pity the artist who doesn't go looking in dark caverns for fear of not finding anything. A lot of my life and decisions have been about recognizing that when I'm in orchestra, I'm very unhappy, and so I need to avoid that in my life. And as a violist with kind of like a little bit of an anti-authoritarian personality, I really struggled with the idea that not only did I have to be playing an instrument that had a very subsidiary role in the orchestra, but I also had to fit in exactly with 15 other people around me. And so this idea of me training to be an artist and to be as individual and as personal and as deep as I possibly could be, but then having to fit into an orchestra where the more personal and deep I was, the more out of bounds I was. It was a dichotomy that I couldn't synthesize. I couldn't get used to that. Musicians in the broader sense of the word are usually creators of their own statement. They make really personal statements. If you think of a singer-songwriter, you expect them to write their own music. And in classical music, we're not expected in that same way. And so I really have to create my own individual statements if I'm really gonna feel like a complete musician. So my career now is what I've always wanted. I play in the Attacca Quartet, which is a quartet that I've been a part of for I think 6 or 7 years now. I play with just really inspiring musicians that are pushing each other in areas that I don't think we ever would have expected. We're constantly trying to shift what genres we play, how the string quartet's approached, what kind of venues we can play at. The other part is Musicambia, which is an organization that builds music schools in prisons around the country. And that's been something that is totally not what I ever expected to do, but something that I'm extremely proud of for a number of reasons, mostly because of what it does to some of the people we work with. As an incarcerated person, you're defined oftentimes for the worst thing you've ever done. And the idea of allowing someone to then define themselves as a musician instead of the worst thing they've ever done is an extremely powerful tool that is, I think, hard for people that haven't been incarcerated to understand. It's so easy as a musician to get sucked into just being the best and having that like really stellar statement that you make. But by going into prison and sharing music, you realize that it has nothing to do with the quality and it has all to do with the depth. My sister always used to tell me, like, if you're not happy, try on some different costumes in your mind. And what she meant was like, maybe you want to be an astronaut, maybe you want to be a physics teacher, maybe you want to, go into construction or contracting or something. Like, try it out in your brain for a while and start taking some mental steps of what it would take to get out and to change your life entirely. And oftentimes those things, you'll hit a roadblock where you'd be like, oh, this doesn't feel right. But every once in a while you'll try on a hat that you say, whoa, this feels really good. I'm gonna go continue that way. And I don't know, that's a way that I think about being positive sometimes. It's just, okay, I'm not happy here. What would make me happier here? What would give me more joy than I'm feeling right now? Let's go explore that.